Morning. We'll start with the remaining part of the topic tragic plot, its structure and elements. The next point we'll be discussing is peripecia and anagnorisis. In Aristotle's conception, as Humphrey House has said, that quote, Hamartia, peripecia and anagnorisis all hang together in the ideal schematization of the tragic plot. Unquote. Hamartia is the tragic error and is related to the character of the hero, but in a successful plot it is so closely worked into the plot as to be inseparable from it. The miscalculation of the hero causes a chain of incidents which result in the change from good fortune to bad, while the tragic plot depicts both peripecia and anagnorisis are incidents and so parts of the plot. The peripecia is the fatal working of the plot to a result the opposite of that is intended. Anagnorisis is the recognition of truth, and it is the change from ignorance to knowledge brought about as far as possible by the incidents of the plot. It must be the necessary and probable result of the incidents that have preceded it. It results in a change from friendship to hostility and vice versa. Recognition in this sense is closely akin to reversal. Recognition and reversal can be caused by separate incidents, often though it is difficult to separate the two. They may be easily combined in the same incident, and Aristotle considers this combined form to be the most effective. The next point is the tragedy of suffering. As we talk about the third kind of plot, the plot depending for its effect on incidents of suffering, Aristotle rates this type of plot very low. It is the plot which derives its effect from the depiction of torture, murder, violence, death. And as Aristotle says, tragic effect must be created naturally and not with the artificial and theatrical aids. Such plots therefore indicate a deficiency in the art of the poet. Next is the poetic justice. In making their plots, the poet should take care, or rather take great care, to make the denouements and or what we can call resolutions effective and successful. Unraveling of the plot should be done naturally and logically, and not by the use of arbitrary devices like chance, supernatural intervention, etc. Aristotle does not consider poetic justice as necessary for tragedy. He regards it more in keeping with the spirit of comedy. Poetic justice implies that rewards and punishments are meted out according to the deserts of the dramatic personages, while the essence of tragedy is that suffering is far in excess of the fault or error of the hero. Similarly, Aristotle rules out plots with a double end, that is, plots in which there is happiness for some of the characters and misery for others. Such a double ending weakens the tragic effect and therefore should be avoided. It is more proper for a comedy to have such a plot. Therefore, Aristotle is against tragic comedy. Now we'll sum up what Aristotle has said about the tragic plot. So, according to Aristotle, the ideal tragic plot has the following chief characteristics. Number 1, it imitates a serious action and not a trivial one. Number 2, the action it imitates depicts a change from happiness to misery so that the tragic emotions of pity and fear are aroused. Number 3, it is a complete whole, that is, it has a beginning, middle, and an end. Number 4, it is of a certain magnitude, that is, of a certain size or length. Its length should be sufficient to depict the process of change from happiness to misery completely and clearly. Number 5, it must have unity of action. There must be nothing, that is, there should be no incident or character superfluous in it, nothing which is not conducive to the process of change. Number 6, the unity of action also implies that there should be no plurality of action. There should be one and only one action. Aristotle rules out double plots or have plots having two actions. Then the plot must have organic unity, that is, which means the parts should be proportionally related to each other and to the whole. There must be symmetry, proportion, and order as in the organization of a living creature. Next point is that Aristotle lays great emphasis on the rule of probability and necessity. The various incidents must be probable under the circumstances and they must necessarily follow from the preceding incidents. Next point is the plots may be fatal or fortunate. For tragedy, fatal plots are the best. Simple plots and plots in which the dramatist has failed in properly linking up the various episodes are rated very low by Aristotle. Last 2 points are that complex plots are the best, for they are characterized by the elements of surprise, that is, they have peripecia and anagnorisis. And last point is that Aristotle has advised that the tragic dramatists should take great care of their denouncements or their endings or poetic justice of the resolution of complications. Poetic justice is not necessary and there should be no double ending. Thank you.